sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the inner harbor of Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. On the Browns sideline, you see Kevin Stefanski. His team fell in their season opener a week ago, now hitting the road, looking for their first win. On the other side, you've got the head coach of the Ravens. His guys, on the other hand, were winners in their opener a week ago, so they'll try to make it 2-0. Alongside Greg Olsen, I'm Mike Tirico. The kicker has us set for the start. And off we go through a driving rainstorm here in Baltimore. And a solid run back there. She'll get this out past the 30-yard line. So the Ravens will come out. They are led by the man who's won the MVP twice and was the runner-up a season ago. Hard to believe it is year 8 for Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback. Out of the gun, they'll throw to get things going. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches.
Now the first carry for King Henry.
You can see the running back. He's waiting patiently for that cutback lane to open, and it just never did. Great job by the defense, continuing to string that play out sideways, and they're able to take him down for a loss.
Trying to avoid the early 3 and out, they face 3rd and a yard. They'll try to sneak it here, and he will have the Ravens first down. Able to convert, albeit not by much, but they get it on 3rd and a yard.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Now Lamar going to hang on to it, and he maneuvers his way forward, a gain of 6.
The quarterback could have handed it. He could have kept it himself. I don't really think either option would have turned out much different. Great job by the defense having a plan for the running back and a plan for the quarterback, and they're able to force that carry for no gain.
And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4.
A gain of 4 yards. That's good for a Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Here's Lamar. He'll keep it on the zone read. He probably should have given that one up. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. They'll try again here. Second and 10.
Second and 10 at the Browns' 46-yard line.
In the shotgun, here's Jackson. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. A pass pulled in by Henry. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Set to go now on 1st and 10. It's a zone read, and Jackson's going to keep it. And that play going nowhere. The defense all over that one. They'll bring him down for a big loss. So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. Jackson looking to throw. Now a screen set up for Henry. Trying to at least get back to the line of scrimmage, but he doesn't do it. That's a loss of a yard, and leading to 3rd down.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
The play clock down to 0, and this not the best of sequences. The task now, a really tough one. 3rd and very long. From the gun, Jackson. Malik Collins. He's in for the sack, and it will lead to 4th and very long.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the veteran. Still go. Former Super Bowl MVP, comeback player of the year in 2023. It's Joe Flacco.
I think the biggest thing that stood out from last week's game was when they went into the game with an initial plan, how quickly were they able to get away from that when they realized it wasn't working? I think they got a lot of unscouted looks, meaning the defense threw a lot of exotic looks at them, blitzes, different fronts and coverages, maybe things they didn't work on all week. So the key this week is understand what is the defense looking to do today and how fast can we make those adjustments if we're not having early success.
On the handoff, running left, it's Algier. His defense all over this one. They get him down behind the lines. It's a loss of a couple.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on third down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on first and second down to gain positive yards. Stay on track because you don't want to be in third and pass too often in today's NFL.
Deontay Johnson, the intended target there. And now it's fourth down. So on fourth down, the lefty, Corey Bojorquez to punt for Cleveland. Look it up through the raindrops. No issue there, though. Fair catch, called for, and taken successfully. The Ravens offense ready to see the football for the second time. So, Greg, the home opener after winning on the road, I know you've said it a bunch, there's a different satisfaction for a team to go on the road and get a win. So it's got to feel good to start your home season at 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, everyone loves to play week one at home. Your fans are into it. The hope and the optimism of the season is at an all-time high, but it doesn't always go that way. So they go on the road and they get a win. So now expectations coming back to your home field, your home crowd. Now everyone's really juiced up. So this is going to be a great environment, a great week two opportunity for them to not only start 2-0, but to get to 1-0 at home.
Here now, third and 5. Now it's Jackson. He'll try to run for it, and he will have the Ravens first down. They needed 5, and he picked up 8.
And the Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Now a toss, running left, it's Henry. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll try to throw here with Jackson. That's caught right side. It's Hopkins. And he's going to be out of bounds. Gain of just a couple. And now we've got third down coming up.
Brings up 3rd and 9.
Throwing Jackson. That's complete. He got it to Hopkins. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
24 yards.
It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His third catch goes for a first down.
10 at the 34-yard line.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success. A lot of defense's strategy of defending the zone read, Mike, is we want that quarterback to pull the ball. It's one of their few chances throughout the course of the game where they can get their hits on them, and in this case, they're able to hold them to no gain.
He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to third down.
Down at the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
And some problems communicating on third down, and that's going to be a delay. So after the 5 yards are walked off, they face 3rd and long. Jackson. He'll take a shot here. Back to the end zone. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Zay Flowers. Touchdown, Ravens. His first touchdown of the new campaign.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Browns nothing.
Here's Stout after the touchdown to send this one away. On the return, it's Jerome Ford. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Browns offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. Greg, it's one of those weird feelings you build all year for the opener, and you play a tight game and lose. It kind of changes the feeling coming into this week.
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you're not careful, what's that cardinal rule? You don't want one loss to turn into 2, one bad play to turn into 2. The best teams in this league, Mike, they have an uncanny ability that regardless, good or bad, blowout or close one from the previous week before.
He doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. And the Ravens have come up with the football.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step 1. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
On the handoff, it's Henry. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Second down, Jackson. Left side into the hands of Hopkins. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So they'll talk over what to do on this third down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. We'll be back in Baltimore after this. Raven football, quarter number 2 begins. Third down, they need 5. As we are ready to get back underway. On third down, Jackson. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up fourth down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
He has to drive this through the rain, but he does. The kick is good. And the Ravens will extend to a 10-0 lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. Greg, when you step back and look at this AFC North, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, their rivalry now really for a couple of decades has in so many ways defined this division. And then the pass rush gets home and he goes down. Trenton Simpson in there to bring him down. And that's his first sack of the year.
They probably would have been better off just handing the ball off to the running back, Mike, because when they used him as a decoy, nobody fell for it. By the time he finished his fake and got his head around, the defense was all over him.
That's over the middle and caught by Judy. That's a good gain there. It's going to wind up just a couple of yards shy of that first down. 3rd and 1, Flacco. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
And the Browns, first down. 1st and 10 at the 40.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up the first down.
That's a short pickup to about the 47. Roquan Smith there to bring him down.
It's a pickup of 3.
2nd and 7.
2nd and 7.
They'll run. This is Jerome Ford. Strong running there. He brings this down inside the 25.
It's a gain of 29.
That one's good for 29.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
A give up the middle to Algier. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. And the Browns first down.
On first down, they'll stay with Algier on the ground. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-happy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
3rd and a yard. We'll try to pick this up with a jet sweep. And this is not going to work out as planned. Tough spot to try to run a play like that. It is blown up behind the line. Now, after that last play, we have an injured Raven. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. They can still pick up a first down here, and they'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They'll indeed go. It's Flacco. That is hard. David Njoku. Touchdown, Browns.
You know, Mike, I think we're going to see a lot of this, and you know why? It's the new kickoff rule. So think about it. In the old days, you'd kick a field goal, you'd kick a touchback, and your opponent would have the ball on the 20. You didn't give up as much field position, but you only got 3 points. Nowadays, you go for 3 points and you kick a touchback, they get the ball on the 35. It's almost 30 yards of field position. You're just better off going for touchdowns when you get in here tight.
The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. LeJohntay Wester now to return it. Now an opening past the 30. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They'll start out first down and 10. Off the play fake, Jackson. He's got his tight end, Mark Andrews. He's close to a first down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
It's 2nd and inches.
Jackson going to keep it himself. The defense not fighting. They stay at home and they tackle him for no gain.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good runner. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
Tackled back at the 40.
You have to wonder if next time, does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play? It was clear before the ball was snapped, this was not a great look for that play call, and
That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Rayshawn Jenkins.
The best way, Mike, for a defense to bait these bad throws is don't allow the quarterback to throw the ball to their first read. By the time he gets to the third or fourth read, in this case, the defender has already put himself in position, jump that route, challenge the receiver, and that's a big-time takeaway.
The Browns offense ready to take over possession of the football. Well, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release, the draft has become this multi-day huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as this season gets going.
Yeah, you know, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position. Cam Ward goes number one, and then obviously with Shedeur and all the conversations around that as the draft unfolded. But I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, I think you look at Ashton Jeanty. He gets drafted by Vegas. He's now with the Raiders. Pete Carroll. It kind of has the feel of, is he his Marshawn Lynch? Is he the bell cow back under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early path Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them into a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not saying Jeanty's Marshawn Lynch, but he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their first-round pick.
Hey, let me ask you about Travis Hunter. Of course, the Heisman winner, Colorado, great play, both sides of the ball as a receiver and a corner. You know, Greg, it's hard to come in this league and play well on one side of the ball. Is it realistic to think you may see him on both offense and defense?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, and I think to start, you have to say, okay, let's hang our hat on something. And I think when you look at the league, where is it harder to find impactful players? I believe it's harder to find impactful defensive backs. I think it's a harder position. I think the league favors the offense with the rules and the play style. So if I'm Jacksonville, I'm making Travis Hunter a defensive back on day one, and then I'm going to package my offensive plays around his skill set to take advantage of him as a wide receiver. And then as time goes on, it will eventually unfold where he'll be able to have a role on both sides of the ball more consistently. So if I was in Jacksonville, that's what I would do. But I think it's going to be very interesting to see how fast and how big of a role on both sides they give Hunter early in his rookie year.
That's made right side. It's Johnson. And it looks like he's going to have the first down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive. They'll run a toss play, and it's full. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
Open man, and that's Tillman. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's third down.
3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, it's Flacco. Now a deep ball toward the end zone. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion.
Justin Hopkins on for the Browns field goal.
Hopkins' kick is good. And the Browns will level the score at 10 apiece.
And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
A return now from the 4. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Ravens offense ready to get back to work. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. He'll start this drive by keeping it himself. He'll take this forward for about 5. 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 29-yard line.
Back to throw, Jackson. There he goes again. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. 1st and 10.
15 yards on the play. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down.
A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35.
A gain of 23.
They'll pick up 23 on that one. 1st down, Baltimore.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
When this offense is really in gear, Mike, a lot of it is because of the ability of Lamar Jackson running the football. He is what makes this thing go, and you can see why.
On 1st and 10, Jackson. That is left side and caught by Flowers. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 25-yard line.
Baltimore 1st down.
On the give, here's Henry. And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. That's Greg Newsome in to make the stop.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 22-yard line.
Now here's a keeper on the zone read.
You know, Mike, early in my time in Carolina, we were kind of on the forefront of this NFL zone read revolution. Cam Newton, one of the best to ever do it. I have seen up close and personal, when you run the zone read the right way, it is a nightmare for a defense to defend.
And that is incomplete. Zay Flowers, the intended receiver. And that's going to lead to a 4th down. They'll run for it with Henry. And he's into the end zone. Derrick Henry. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Touchdown.
That's a heck of a run right there. And I can't tell you, Mike, how many running backs coaches I've heard over the years say, your responsibility with the ball is to make the first guy miss. We can't block everybody on the field. That's the role of a good running back. And you see it here. All it takes is one missed tackle to get this guy in space, and he's able to do the rest with his legs and take it all away.
Not going for 2. They'll kick the point after. The kick is good. And the Ravens go up by 7. It is now 17-10.
Browns 10.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the 1st half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Here comes Ford on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Browns offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. Find themselves trailing 17-10 now as they come up with 1st down and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. That's a nice job keeping his balance in these conditions. A gain of about 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
One final throw before the break. Looking deep here for Tillman. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this 1st half of play.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the 3rd quarter as we're ready to kick off the 2nd half. Back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Hey, Scott, thank you. Rain only intensifying now as the teams have come back out. This figures to be a wet and wild 2nd half to come. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Browns offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. Now, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on fourth down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. There wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime. Each team getting the ball. I'm so happy, Greg, because it just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more, and you hear everyone saying, oh, well, just get a stop. Well, it's that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped anyone. It was just an offensive touchdown festival, so you won a coin toss and you get the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't gotten a stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on a walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If the game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush. There's no curfew. Let's let the guys finish it on the field. A lot more similar to how the regular game goes and not have significantly different game flow come over.
He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. The veteran Kyle Van Noy in on the tackle. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. And that is going to set up an interesting fourth down decision.
It's now fourth down and 1.
They'll go with the sneak. And he's going to have a Browns first down. They find a way to keep the drive going with the fourth down conversion.
Browns first down. First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Tillman, the man in motion. Here's Algier. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage of the game. They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Flacco going to throw on third. Oh, a loose football. One of the Ravens has it. He's inside the 30. And he is going to bring this one back. They force the fumble, and it leads to a defensive score. And Greg, you talked about it all week. Not just stop him with the defense, but make impact plays, and that is as big a play as you can ask for.
Yeah, across the league, Mike, this continues to be a huge point of emphasis. Every defensive coach starts practice with takeaway circuits. How can we find ways to take the ball away? In this case, they force the fumble, scoop, score, 6 points.
No problem there on the extra point, and the Ravens move out to a 24-10 lead. Here's Stout after the touchdown to send this one away. He fields it at the 8. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Browns offense and Jerome Ford getting set to take over once more. Well, Greg, it will be a very busy stretch for the Passports A lot of international games to look forward to. 7-all outside the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers last week in Sao Paulo. Great ones to follow. Vikings and Steelers in Dublin. Vikings in London playing the Browns the very next week. Broncos and Jets. Rams and Jags will also play in London week 6 and 7. Falcons and the Colts are going to be in Germany in week 10. And then the Commanders and Dolphins wrap up the international slate. That's in Madrid, week 11. Greg, this has been such an additive part to the NFL season, all of these international games.
Yeah, I can tell you, Mike, having played one of the international games towards the end of my career in London, when I played for Carolina, it's a great experience. It's fun for the players, it's fun for the coaches, it's fun for the fans and the families. So I expect this slate to continue to expand. There's so many fun international cities around the world that love NFL football.
And from what you hear, there's more to come. We could be at the point someday, very soon, where every team plays one game outside of the U.S. in each regular season. Now, after that last play, we have an injured Raven. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a time. Punting time for the Browns. They're set to kick it away. As he's on to punt for the second time. That is fielded at the 20. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Ravens offense getting set to get back to work. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. Now Jackson taking off, and they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line. A great job of knowing when to go. He gets 17 yards on that run and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Now Lamar going to hang on to it. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. 12 more yards from him there, and another first down. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
At the 50-yard line.
Here's Lamar. He'll keep it on the zone read. And some good running there. He'll fall forward for about 7. From the 43, here's 2nd down and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Browns' 43-yard line.
It's a zone read, and Jackson's going to keep it. Looked like a lateral there, but now it's a free football.
A fumble on the play.
They're down and 3.
The offense retains possession.
Now Jackson. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down.
Punt formation for the Ravens.
And not the greatest of results here. This is going to hit the field of play and continue out of bounds. The Browns offense and Tyler Algier getting ready to go back to work. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with 1st down. A quick throw here on the RPO. It's caught by Johnson. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 34-yard line.
Flacco to throw on 2nd down. That one incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a...
Picked off by the all-pro Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Mike, these are just throws you're not accustomed to seeing, especially from a quarterback that has played this much football. He's been around the NFL for a long time. He's got to make better decisions. Costly mistakes like that are going to kill his team.
The Ravens offense ready to get back at it. Going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. 1st and 10. Jackson now. his tight end. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15. A big play to kick off this drive. 52 yards.
Baltimore, first down. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. On the read, he's going to try and run with it. And he's in! Lamar Jackson! Touchdown, Ravens. That's his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this 3rd quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the first half, they picked right back up here to start the 3rd quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
Here's Stout after the touchdown to send this one away. Here comes Ford on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Browns offense and Jerome Ford getting set to take over once more. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on 1st down. And he'll move this forward out to the 29-yard line. Tackle there by Trenton Simpson. 2nd down and 8.
At the 29-yard line.
They'll work the middle here with Algier. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. It's a pickup of 12. 1st down, Cleveland.
Browns, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
It's a jet sweep, and it's Judy. And this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play.
Tried to get a little cute here, get the ball into the hands of one of their receivers in space on a jet motion, but really nice job there by the defense. When you can set good edges and you can have good force players on the perimeter of the defense, there's really nowhere for this jet sweep to go, because with them running horizontal before the snap, Mike, it's very hard for these receivers to cut and get vertical.
Tillman, the man in motion. On 2nd down, here's a run to begin the 4th quarter. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. 3rd and 11.
3rd and 11.
From the shotgun, here is Flacco. That's caught. It's Jerome Ford. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. They'll go. Here's Flacco. Backs to the open man. It's Tillman. And he's going to pick up the Browns' 1st down. That'll wind up a gain of 11 on 4th down. That one complete to Johnson. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. A gain there of 24 yards. It's a Browns 1st down. On the play fake, here's Flacco. He'll get this out to Algier. And he'll somehow turn this into a net positive. Getting out of bounds after a pickup of a yard.
At the 16-yard line. A gain of a yard.
Flacco gonna throw again. Now, here comes the screen to Ford. And he's gonna be close to the 1st down. Park him just a yard short of the line to gain, so that'll bring up third and short yardage. It's the quarterback with the sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's fourth down.
So it's a pretty manageable third down, so they really have the option to run or pass, so they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use fourth down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake.
The offense not coming off the field, and here's fourth down. From the gun, it's Flacco. This is caught at the 2, and he's in. Tyler Algier. Touchdown, Cleveland. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a two-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Makes the score, Ravens 31, Browns 17.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Wester now to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens headed back out again. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. A first down throw for Jackson. Open man is Hopkins. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
On second down, here's a run with Henry. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it.
Brought down at the 30-yard line.
This is 3rd and 6.
1-yard gain. Brings up 3rd and 6.
From the gun, Jackson. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
And that's a great job defensively here on third down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
Ravens sending the punt team out there as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20.
At their own 22.
Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended target. It's 2nd down. To throw is Flacco. This throw left is complete with Jeudy. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
3rd and short. Here is Flacco. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down. They'll indeed go. It's Flacco. Open man, right side. He's got it. And he's going to have a Browns first down as they pick up a big chunk of yards to boot. That's a gain of 18.
A gain of 18.
Some teams just have a stronger appetite for being willing to go for 4th down tries, even on their side of the field, Mike, and we're seeing it so much more often, the days of just punting the ball back and forth and saying, hey, we're going to play good defense. Remember, the better your defense, that doesn't mean you should punt. The better your defense, the more chances you should take on offense.
A run here with Algier. And not much there. Maybe a yard to the 43. 3rd and 7.
A gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 7.
Operating from the gun, it's Flacco. He's got his man complete. That's Judy. Second time they've hooked up on this drive. This one good for 12 and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
On the zone read, a give to Algier. I don't think that was going too far either way. Defense right on it. They hold him to no gain. Now after that last play, we have an injured Raven. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. 2nd and 10. We'll go again here with Algier. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
Now Flacco. This throw left side, taken in by Johnson. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker. Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. That's the rookie first-round pick, Malachi Starks.
It makes sense to try to push the ball downfield, Mike, and go to the air when you find yourself trailing by this deficit. But it also makes you very predictable. You see the defense, they're in nickel personnel, extra defensive backs on the field. It gets that much harder to throw when the defense knows it's coming.
The Ravens offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. And it would appear they are on their way to a 2-0 start as they begin things here with 1st and 10 in this 4th quarter. Throwing Jackson. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Pistol give to Henry. That would qualify as an angry run. Powering his way forward. A pickup of 7.
The 17-yard line. That's a gain of 7. Brings up
3rd and short. Jackson. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. The Browns going to use the first of their timeouts here. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Now a toss play with Henry. And he shows off those strong legs running through one tackle. Give him a gain of 8. Now we'll get a timeout, Cleveland. That's their 2nd. And they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. This is Henry. And he'll get past the marker. So he's got a first down on that gain of 5. And 3rd and final timeout taken by the defense. So the 2-minute warning, the only clock stoppage they have left. On first down, they'll stay on the ground with Henry. And he'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards.
It's a pickup of 3.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. 2nd down, they need 7. They'll go again here with Henry. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on third down, or do they play it safe and keep running the clock?
Oh, that may be the break they needed. That one's intercepted. Into the hands of Myles Garrett. And the Browns will have great field position right around midfield.
After playing pretty well the first 3 quarters, found themselves nursing a lead. It's a bad time to get the turnover bug here, Mike. I mean, that's twice now in the 4th quarter. They've turned the ball over, and instead of being in prime position to close this game out, they're fighting for their lives.
The Browns offense ready to get back at it. They'll begin just shy of midfield with a 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Open man, and that's Tillman. And he'll be driven out of bounds, and that's a pickup of 8.
Out of bounds at the 43-yard line. 8 yards.
Tillman, the man in motion.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Algier. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. This crowd into it now. It's 3rd and 2.
Brings up 3rd down.
Throwing, Flacco. That's caught. It's the tight end, Njoku. He's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9. Another try, 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, here is Flacco. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force 3rd down. That's deep for the back of the end zone. That one incomplete. Humphrey outstanding there. Able to jar the ball free in a big spot. And now it is 4th down. To the air again is Flacco. That's going to be caught. And this is not going to do it. The defense comes through here in the final minute. And it may just be enough to get them a victory.
Well, that was a disaster. I like the call. I like going for it on 4th down. Give your offense a chance to extend this drive and maintain possession. But after going the wrong way, now they're going to have to watch the other team take over after failing to move the chains.
Down to a knee here goes Jackson. And that should do it. So it's a win here for the Ravens. They get the job done here at home, and they follow the opening weekend victory with another here to move to 2-0 on the season. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Ravens are victorious as we say so long from Baltimore.